we've already had several named storms.
Yeah, this is number 8 behind me. Tropical storm Henri, soon to be Hurricane Henri, and that's going to be in the coming hours. Next update's going to be 2 a.m. Then the one after that's going to be 5 a.m. I think during that time frame, we're going to be upgrading this to a hurricane because they're very close. 70-mile-per-hour winds mean they're only 4 away from technically calling it a hurricane. Here's its general path. So if you have friends up in New England, New York, check out the change. First off, I'm showing you this color shading here to show you the reason why this is going to weaken once it makes landfall. So by 8 p.m. tomorrow, we're expecting sustained winds at 85 miles per hour. That means you can bet gusts to be around 100 miles per hour. But once it approaches Long Island, we're talking about millions of people living in the path of this storm, it should be about a 75 mile per hour sustained storm, but this keeps on trending further and further west. This looks to be even closer to New York City and more populated areas in the western side of Connecticut, and then eventually it's going to bow its way back towards the east, weakening, and then it'll just be a figment of our imaginations after that. But look at our wind gust forecast. This is amazing. Everything is pushing it right towards New York City itself. So Long Island, New York City, Connecticut, all this area, millions of people, as I mentioned, are going to be impacted by this. So currently, just for Long Island, most of it under a hurricane warning. This is going to shift likely because that path keeps on shifting as well. I want to bring it back home. What are the effects of Henri close to home? Well, it's the rip currents. Carolina Beach, look at this. 23 rescues related to rip currents. 8 at Carolina Beach, 15 at Cure Beach. So that is going to be the most dangerous part of this. So anywhere along the North Carolina, South Carolina shoreline, high risk for rip currents. Keep that in mind if you are heading to the beach. Right now, rain-wise, we've seen a lot of storms near Wilmington, mainly the eastern side of our viewing area. A few popping up around Alexander and Iredell County. This is not really a severe threat, but we are hearing some rumbles of thunder associated with this. And eventually, these are going to burn themselves out, but some of them are sitting in one place, easily picking up an inch of rain. So overnight tonight, rain winds down. Good by tomorrow morning, dropping down into the upper 60s. Still has a little bit of that muggy feel to the air. For the mountain forecast, mid to the upper 70s, mid 80s for the foothills, and then right around 90 degrees for the Charlotte area. But I think most of the day is going to stay dry. For your weekend forecast, it's only that isolated rain chance. A little bit hotter on Sunday, but here's what it looks like. We see that rain overnight tonight disappear, and then only a pop-up shower storm possible. I think the mountains have a slightly better chance of seeing this, but you notice most of the map is staying dry. But we will increase our rain chances by the back end of that forecast, and we're also increasing our high temperatures. Look at that spike, the mid-90s, the middle of next week. It's also by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday that we're adding a lot more moisture to the equation. That means more rain and then eventually more clouds, and that's why we get a little bit cooler heading into the end of the week into next weekend.